Alrighty, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Man Up coming up with you with a quick video. Got a special guest. No video for him, but only audio via satellite. Who I got joining me right now?
You got the boy Third Coast Sports TV. Wings in the building with my boy Man Up, man.
Alright, we can go ahead and chop it up here, man. It's something me and him was talking about one day, man. I said, you know what, we gotta talk about this. We have a difference of opinion on it. No arguing, fighting. Everybody has their own opinion. And what that's going to be is that Antonio Brown situation. Uh, Not so much of the rape charge because I don't really want too much to get into that. Just the end part of what I saw today, but the actual charge, I'm not gonna really get into that because I don't really know the full details, so I don't want to overstep my personal boundaries on that. So, but just kind of want to talk about him leaving the Steelers to the Raiders to the Patriots, and then no longer in the NFL right now. So I'm gonna go and start off with you, man. Go and tell me what you think about it.
For me, man, as far as the whole Steelers situation, I mean, they pretty much figured they wanted to go with Juju. Big Ben Roethlisberger pretty much orchestrated him being casted out of Pittsburgh. They believed that they need him more because he's the quarterback. So that's the way that goes. I think they really couldn't chance, a situation where they putting all their eggs in one basket in a receiver who's been quite productive, probably the best receiver they've ever had besides Hines Ward, Plaxico Burress, and a few others. But as far as it goes for me, when it comes to the Raiders situation, he never wanted to be there in the first place. That was evident by all his antics, even antics that he never even showed when he was in Pittsburgh. So that's why I just feel like, I mean, people can sit here and talk about the money and everything that he threw away when it came to that team, but I don't think money was a problem for this man whatsoever. So I'm pretty sure he was doing what he was supposed to be doing. He had endorsements. The fact that he's on Madden covers, people were gonna ride for him. While I don't approve of the behavior that he did to get out of his situation, I don't fault him at all for wanting to play with New England, who he was productive with in his first game. And until the allegations and everything looked out, it looked like he was gonna end up having a hell of a season. But his time was cut short a week after his first game, due to the allegations, and he pretty much put the nail in his own coffin, by texting the girl and keeping in contact with her and things like that of that nature. So, I mean, that's really on him. He has no plans to play in the NFL no more. Best of luck to him, his family, but he put a stain on himself, and he's a great receiver. I mean, I'm not gonna go as far as to be like everybody else and say, oh, he has a mental thing going. I don't know. Mental illness is a real thing, and people who like to call him a cancer and things of that nature, cancer is real, and people die from it. It's a serious issue, and that's nothing to play with. But if you want to use the word, he was a distraction. If you want to use, he wasn't a good teammate or something like that. You know, that's your opinion. That's your right to use. For me, I can never call a man a diva or anything like that because if I want to call him what I really want to, then I'm going to say what I want to say without any innuendos.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Now, me personally, I kind of want to speak on the Pittsburgh situation. A lot of people were saying that he wanted a new contract, and that's why he did what he was doing. Well, he did what he did, I should say. And the way I looked at it is this: if he wanted a new contract, you don't attack Big Ben. You don't attack your fellow wide receiver, Juju Smith-Schuster, if I said his name right. You don't attack your head coach. Well, you don't attack nobody, period. But you damn sure can't attack them and talking about you want a new contract because they can't do nothing for you. You know what I'm saying? That's between the owner and or the GM of every team. And so he said something about release him or something like that. I forgot exactly what it was with the Steelers, but they released him. Put it like that. No, they traded him. My bad. And he ended up going to the Raiders. Now I got a good friend of mine who's a Raiders fan was defending him 24/7. I guess you could say all the antics. I basically said the man is not going to act right. I said he kind of reminded me of T.O. when he started acting up like he did with the Raiders. And the reason why I said that, yeah, T.O. was a damn good receiver. He was damn good football player. And I said Antonio Brown was a damn good football player. Now the reason why I compared him to T.O. was because all the antics, all the showmanship, all the nonsense. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to do all that. Let your game speak for itself. You know what I'm saying? Your very first press conference with the Raiders, you show up late. Uh, Now I did not see this, but I'm just going by word of mouth on this one. When he showed up for practice one day, he showed up in a hot air balloon. I don't know how true that is. Like I said, just going by what I heard people saying, because I didn't see them with my own two eyes. So, uh, and then something along those lines, he wanted to go on social media and tweet, "Raiders release me." So they said, "Fuck it," they released him. Now, but in between all that though, he want to attack, uh, the GM Mike Mayock of not let him wear his helmet he wants to wear, whatever that situation was. I thought that was kind of strange because that has nothing to do with the Oakland Raiders. That's the NFL itself. So that's why I thought that was strange. And then I know he had went hiking or something like that. I forget exactly what he did. Well, his feet was frozen, so he couldn't do too much. He got frostbites on his feet. So, and you can have your opinion on that, but we all know, what I'm saying, if you not doing what you're supposed to do on any job, you're gonna basically be let go. Now, if you didn't get injured on the job, more than likely they ain't gonna do anything. If you got injured on the job, excuse me. But if you got injured off the job, they're gonna see you as a liability and they're gonna do whatever to let you go. And the reason why I can say that is because the guy on my job where I work with, he wants to be a UFC fighter. And I'm not gonna name any names, but he got his ass handed to him one day. So he called off from work for like 2.5 months straight. So they let him go. You know what I'm saying? They say, fuck it, I'm gonna get somebody else in here to do the job if you can't do it. You want to be a UFC fighter, ain't got nothing to do with the job that I'm doing. So they let him go. That's why I could say if you're doing outside activities that can prevent you from working, company's just gonna say fuck you and go on about your business. You know what I'm saying? So, so I'm just being real with it. You know what I'm saying? Like it sounds bad, I get it, but we all know that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So,
for go ahead. The whole T.O. situation was way overblown by the media because when you really think about the players who have came up and spoken on his path, and the fact that he has one of the best NFL coaches to ever grace the NFL, and Bill Parcells to vouch for Terrell Owens and his character, and the fact that the man has never done anything off of the field. The man, all he did was produce. The man was just great at his job. He continued to do so on every single team that he went towards. And, it's very easy to sit here and paint this man with a broad brush and say he's a selfish player, he's this and he's that. When Tom Brady is passionate, when all of these other guys who are deemed passionate players, they're not vilified the way that some of these African American players in the NFL are vilified. And even some of our own people, try to say some of the same thing that gets regurgitated by the media, and it paints them in a horrible light. I don't like to contribute to those type of situations because I don't know them personally. I wasn't in the locker room, so it's hard for me to speculate. The media says a lot of things that aren't true, and they only report, and it's real easy when you have no other outlets to speak on your behalf, and you don't really like talking to the public. So, regardless of what him, Antonio Brown, and many others may say, it's not really going to matter anyway. But as far as Antonio Brown, like I said, while I don't agree with his antics, he had everything he had the right to say whatever he wanted to say against Big Ben Roethlisberger. Big Ben Roethlisberger has been selling dudes under the river for years. Not only that, he's been selling coaches down the river. He's been doing everything in his power to destroy the team. He speaks out publicly against his own team, and he never lays the blame at his feet when he makes mistakes on the football field. So the fact that Antonio Brown had, the heart to say what he had to say against Big Ben Roethlisberger when no one else calls him out, I have no problem with it. Mike Tomlin, that situation is totally different. You can't do that with the head coach. I understand that. and he earned his contract. It's nothing wrong with a man in any profession wanting to get paid, and I see no reason why him wanting the contract was an issue. The man had been putting up, he put up 10,000 yards in 7 years for a franchise. He was able to score touchdowns at a right rate. I mean, he was in games, he was durable. He had some of the best hands in the NFL. He had some of the best hands in the NFL, and he made the Pittsburgh Steelers relevant. Without Big Ben, there is no Antonio Brown. There is no Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean, as it looks right now, besides today's game, Juju Smith-Schuster has not played well the first two games of the season for the Pittsburgh Steelers, so I'm sure they're missing Antonio Brown. James Conner is not on the field, and I know they're missing Le'Veon Bell. They're already without Big Ben Roethlisberger for the year, and even with him being on the field, he wasn't playing well either. So the Pittsburgh Steelers situation is pretty good. The Raiders weren't going anywhere from the get-go. I mean, they have one good game against the Broncos, and that gets pumped up. But the Raiders needed Antonio Brown more than anything. The whole situation with what he said with Mike Mayock, I don't approve, but hey, he said what he said. I don't know what was going on behind closed doors with that situation. Like I say, we got to hear both sides. And, it didn't really seem as if they really wanted to move on because he asked for a release. They didn't release him.
Yeah.
He asked for the release. He asked to get out of that contract. So,
excuse me.
For misinformation and for people to say that they released him, because he asked for it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's not like that's something they wanted to do on their own. So,
yep.
It's a thing to get misconstrued, but then he has no issues whatsoever once he gets to New England. How crazy is that?
Well, the only thing that a lot of people don't realize, that I didn't realize, so I read a report on it, is that all the stuff that he did when he was with the Steelers, the Raiders got him, but the Raiders got him. They got him the money he wanted, basically. But they did put one of those, I forgot what you call it, one of those stipulations in his contract, conduct detrimental to the team or something like that, to where now he's not really going to get too much of anything. You see what I'm saying? Because of all his antics. That's the reason why they was letting him do what he was going to do. They said, okay, well, shoot, you keep acting up, that's more money in my pocket, less in yours. You know what I'm saying? That's what they kept doing. That's what they kept on doing. So so I'm not really too much speaking on the money part, but I'm gonna speak on that just a little bit. But what I'm mainly speaking of now, that was like what, 30 million or something like that. He left with the Raiders.
Yeah, it was like 30 million on the table.
And then he go to the,
it was like 15 million a season.
Yeah, and then he go to the Patriots. Now he's only going to, well, he was going. I don't know how his contract with them was, but
he was going to get 15 million for a season for the first season, and he still had a 2-year contract.
Yeah.
And I forgot how they would end up doing it, but he pretty much had a 2-year deal, but they would be able to get out of it after a 1-year deal, and more than likely they were going to end up extending him. The reason being, Tom Brady's in his later part of his years. He's playing well. He's producing with the football team, causing no distractions, and you make it easier to get to the Super Bowl when you have those type of options. So Bill Belichick was the mad scientist. He got everything right, but he didn't get to enjoy his toy as long as he thought he could.
Yeah. And that's what a lot of people, when it comes to the money part, is saying he messed that up to go to a team that he probably wanted to go to. Not saying he did or didn't. I don't know. A lot of people are speculating. I don't know that for sure. I'm saying probably. But, and me personally, this is just me. I wouldn't too much care about the money. I want to care about having a longer, thriving career, because that's where you get most of your money at. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's just like, I know I'm gonna get off topic a little bit when I say this, but it's kind of like when you with Deion Sanders left the 49ers. He said the Oakland Raiders offered him the most money at that time, but he went to the Cowboys because he knew the Cowboys was going to be a winning team. He's going to be more successful, and over the long run, he'll make more money that way.
Right.
So that's and that might be what Antonio Brown was thinking. So, and I'm not saying it wasn't, and I know, that's why I say I'm not really going to speak too much on the money But I just want to throw that out there to try to hopefully clear something up with that. I know everybody's gonna have their opinion, but it is what it is.
Right.
But the only thing that I was comparing him with T.O. was I know that T.O. didn't really do too much off the field, and he really didn't do too much on the field. Now, did he get along with a lot of people? No. Why? Because he spoke his mind. That's what I believe. And we all know jobs don't want you to speak your mind. They want you to be a yes man. Most jobs do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
especially when you're African American. So
true.
We have to go ahead and put that on out there. It's no secret that they want African American males to be humble, docile. Any submissive term that can be connected to us, as long as he's a good boy, goes out on the field and does his job, and doesn't make any waves. That's how they want you to be, and that's the main reason why Colin Kaepernick isn't in the league. But that's another story for another day.
No, I can agree with that. And I'm not going to speak on that too much either, but I can agree with that. Because if you have your own mind, people don't like it. But the reason why I said that is because now I do also know that when he was with the Raiders, he went at Derek Carr a little bit. And it's like, for what? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like what T.O. was doing with I ain't going to say every quarterback, but he had a problem with, I forgot the quarterback for the 49ers. At that time,
you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking about. You're talking about.
Can't think his name.
The little bald head, the little bald dude. I know who you're talking about. Jeff Garcia.
No, no, not Jeff Garcia. The one before him.
T.O. And I want to be fair, not to cut you off, but I want to be fair to T.O. and I want to be fair to Derek Carr. Both of those quarterbacks are not taking no team nowhere. They know that. He knew. Both of these dudes knew. Bro, I'm not winning nothing with these dudes. Yeah, the team is good. Yeah, we got a good defense. Yeah, we got Jerry Rice and all that still. But these guys are fading. They're not going to be on the team much longer. I'm going to be, the main target. These guys are not going to be able to deliver when the time is. They're not going to be like Deshaun Watson deliver today. So at the end of the day, why waste your time on a team that you know isn't going to go? And that's what more and more NFL players are starting to do now. They're realizing that their career is not going to wait in the wings of somebody that we know is a loser.
True.
What is Derek Carr proven? He's proven absolutely nothing. What did Jeff Garcia do? He bounced around the league after that. Like, he's not a proven commodity. He's not going to the Hall of Fame. And at the end of the day, he didn't win the division enough. He didn't win in the playoffs. He was a waste of time at the quarterback position, and they didn't address it the right way. And because of that, the 49ers were horrible for years until 2011 got here, and from that time period until Colin Kaepernick took over as the number one QB, they were good from 2011 maybe all the way up until about 2014 or 15. So they had a good stretch where they had a good defense. They drafted well. They developed players. They had great coaching, but that ended up falling apart. Ted York is a joke, and these guys made horrible moves across the board. If you see this as a situation with your franchise, why do you want to keep yourself in that situation when they affect what your career trajectory is?
Okay, I can see your point, but I think we were meant to say Steve Young. That's what I think it was.
Well, no, Steve Young was not there. No, it was Jeff Garcia. Trust me.
Okay, I could be wrong on that.
Yeah.
But then also too another one. Yeah, he was a pretty good quarterback, Donovan McNabb. Also too, when he went to the Cowboys, a lot of people might not think Tony Romo was that good, but Tony Romo was decent. I'm not gonna say he was good or bad. Hey, if he would have came to the Texans, I would have been rooting for him, before he retired. But
yeah,
it is what it is.
But well, we all know he went to bat for Tony.
Yeah, he did.
Donovan had a good job, had a good relationship until he cursed him out. He said something real disrespectful in the huddle.
Oh yeah,
he told him to shut the hell up.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Get your ass in the huddle.
Yeah. People want to hear half of the story, but when you disrespect a man and you violate his personal space, and this man, even coming off of an injury, comes in a playoff game and gives it his all in the Super Bowl, and you don't deliver, was he really wrong with his criticism?
Yeah, that's what I was getting at though. And see, when I was leaving you those messages on that video that you had did, I'm not the one that really likes to type that much, so that's just me. I guess you call me old school. That's the reason why I said let's do a video about this. But
Right.
but the reason that I compared him to that is because it's basically the same route. Not exactly the
Right.
same, but similar, I guess you could say. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And yeah, T.O. did go to bat for Donovan McNabb and Tony Romo. Now I know
Right.
he got released from the Cowboys because of Jerry Jones.
Right.
Now I'm not 100% sure why he got released from the Philadelphia Eagles, so I'm not going to too much speak on that because I don't know that for sure, and I don't really
Right.
know too much about it, so I can't speak on that. But the reason why I compared them to To is because of kind of similar paths. Now I know Antonio Brown is doing a lot of crazy antics off the field and
Right.
stunting in practices and shit. Yeah, that's
Right.
ridiculous. That so T.O. I mean not T.O. Excuse me. Antonio Brown has took it a step further than T.O. So
Right.
would Antonio Brown be a Hall of Famer right now? Probably not.
Yeah, he would.
You think
Yeah, he
so?
would. Absolutely.
He
He's
been
done
in the
too
league for
much.
what, eight
He's done
years?
too much. He's done too much. He's done too much in a short career that garners him to not go. Hands down, he's easily the best receiver that the Steelers have ever had. If we're talking about a true receiver, he's better than Lance Swan. He's better than Hines Ward. He's better than Plaxico Burress. It's no receiver that is. He's better than Emmanuel Sanders, Juju Smith-Schuster, Heath Miller. It's no receiving target that they have ever had at any part of their legacy that has been better than Antonio Brown, and more than likely it won't be that. That won't be the case in the near future.
Okay, I can see your point on that. But the reason why I say that is because of sometimes the Hall of Fame do look at things that you've done off the field. And some
That doesn't matter.
oh
The
I
Hall
know,
of Fame,
I know,
that
I know,
doesn't
but
matter.
hold up. The reason why I say that is look how long it took T.O. to get to the Hall of Fame. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, they did that. He's in, but they did that, but they were being vindictive about that, for so many reasons. And if we're speaking towards numbers and his impact in games, they had no reason not to hold him up. But he's in the Hall of Fame, and pretty much the same thing is going to end up happening to Antonio Brown. They're going to come back towards this, but until this year, nobody was saying anything about Antonio Brown until he was released from the Pittsburgh Steelers, got to the Raiders, and this controversy came up. But regardless of any controversy he may have caused on social media or in the locker room, that has nothing to do with his impact on the football field and making his presence known when he was scoring touchdowns. And he made the National Football League very excited for wide receivers.
I can see your point on that. Now we run out of time a little bit here, so I want to go ahead and speak on this little part right here. Now, it's not too much of the rape charges that's been brought against him, sexual assault, rape charges. I mean, if you want to speak on that, I'm not telling you not to. You can if you choose.
I'm not either. I mean,
okay.
For me, I just feel like I don't know enough about that.
Yeah.
I'm going to reserve my judgment until all the facts come out.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to misstate anything.
Yeah.
And put a say anything disparaging about him or her.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and give this time. Let the NFL do what they have to do. His civil suit, however that's going to go. And him not being in the NFL now, can pretty much give him his time to reflect, to realize what he could have. I think if he stepped away for a year or a few months, or I see a situation where a team is calling him if the right receivers go down and they just need some help. So,
okay.
But they have to be a contender. I don't see any team. But then again, teams, more than likely will just let him pass through. They don't like the way it goes. They're like, oh, he couldn't make it with Belichick or whatever. But it's not like Bill Belichick let him go because of anything else. It's just the fact that we all can hear and see you texting this female about the case, and you shouldn't even have any contact with her, which was the only really ridiculous move, and you pretty much made yourself look a certain way that you shouldn't have, especially if you claim that this woman is lying about your situation. And it's just not a good look for him. That's what I will say. It's just not a good look.
Okay.
I don't agree with what he's doing, but it's up to him to get everything corrected. If the punishment is handed out, if everything goes right, he should be punished if he did what he did. She should get punished if she's making all of this up. But as far as his career, he says right now that he's done with the NFL. Time will tell if he's done with the NFL or not. Um, like I say, in the next year or so, if he's calmed down, he's not doing anything on social media, he's making the right marks, he's doing something great in the community. He's doing something for children, and does something to take some of this stain off of his image, because you can always redeem yourself and rebuild your image. But like I say, that's totally up to him. And if he gets everything correct, he can get another chance. Because outside of making himself look foolish, what has he really done that was wrong?
Okay. Now the only part I want to talk about this is that when he sent out a tweet and he want to talk about what happened with Big Ben back in I want to say 2009 or 10 or something like that, and also too a couple years ago with Robert Kraft.
Right.
Now I get it where he's coming from with that. Why he get released when Big Ben didn't? Why he get released when Robert Kraft is still a owner of a football team? Now but the key word he put in there was owner. And like I've said this a gazillion times before, and I'm gonna say it again. When you're doing your own thing, you can make your own choices, go by however you feel. But when you under someone else, you have to go by what they're telling you. You know what I'm saying? Like I could say right now, I hear a lot of shit about my job, but guess what? I gotta suck it up because I got things I gotta take care of here at home. You see what I'm saying? Right. And that's the part that I know he got released, so he ain't gotta suck it up because he got released. But I'm just saying, but he brought up the key word owner. They don't have to do whatever. Yeah, I know it sucks, and I know he didn't say it, but I know he's basically what I think he's saying. I put it like this: what I think he's saying is because I'm black, this is how they treat me. And
that's not really the case. Yeah, he can't really use race.
I know. I'm not saying that he is, but I'm just looking at what he tweeted. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying he is using race. I'm just saying that's what it can come off as. You see what I'm saying? But like I said, when he used that word owner, that was the key word. These owners can do whatever they want to do with their football team. Whatever they want to do with their employees, their players, however you want to whatever title you want to give them, they can do whatever they want to do. If he owned his own football team, then he can make those same choices if he chooses to. But once you under someone else, someone else is paying you. You don't really have a say so. That's just how it works. You know what I'm saying? It sucks. It ain't fair, but that's just how it works. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only part that I did not like about that is that, and then you want to say you're done with the NFL. I get it. You pissed off. You highly upset. You don't like the way you're being treated, and I can see his point on that. I can, but don't give up on what your dream because you got released by the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? Don't give up on it. That's my whole thing. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You give up, and I'm not. Excuse me, not give up. I'm sorry. You're done when your career is done. You know what I'm saying? When your body tells you can't do this no more, that's when you should give it up. Don't give it up because of all this. Now it'd be different if he said he's gonna take some time off to get things right and then probably come back. But his words was he's done with the NFL. He's not playing anymore. Now, if that statement holds up, I do think that he should not do that. But it can be just an emotional thing. We all get emotional and we will just vent and rage and let it all out and don't really mean it. So that's why I say I'm gonna let it take some time. Then maybe he'll come back and say, you know what, I messed up. I'm going to get myself together. I want to come back and play. You know, it could be that. Or he could really be done. Only time will tell. But let's just go in the scenario he is done. I don't think he should be. I think he should take some time off. Let all this stuff from the last couple of years, even this allegation that he got against him right now, let all that, die down. Take care of that situation. Well, not die down, but let that play itself out, however it goes and things like that. and then come back to being the Antonio Brown that we know of, that was humble and quiet, that played the game. Well, I ain't gonna say quiet, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know, and let him, play the game, because he is a dominant receiver. They go in the sixth round. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Not too many dominant players come out of the sixth round. I mean, the only other one I could think of right off the top of my head is Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, that's just what I want to speak on about that allegations that he attacked Robert Kraft and Big Ben, because like I said, when it comes to that, man, I see his point on it, but at the end of the day, he used the key word, and that was owners. And these owners can do whatever they want to do with their business, their teams, their whatever. All you are to them is a number, and they can replace you. Now, will they replace a talent like yours? Probably not. But your position can be replaced. Your spot can be replaced. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why I think he need to take that back a little bit. You got anything else, man, before we get up out of here, Wink?
Nah, man, I just appreciate you having me on. It's been a long time coming. We finally got it done. Look forward to you having me on, a little later on, so if you ever need me for anything, trust me, don't hesitate to call.
All right, man. Yeah, me and Wink been trying to get this done for like a couple of weeks now, but we both been having things to do and stuff, you know what I'm saying? When he was ready, I wasn't. When I was ready, he wasn't. But, that's how life goes, you know what I'm saying? We both got families. We got things to do, personal things. It is what it is. But like that old saying goes, better late than never. But, man, Wink, man, I appreciate you joining me, man. And like I said, I'm going to upload this on my thing, man. Check it out. Hit me with some feedback. All of y'all hit me with some comments. This is your boy, Man Up. You was in the man cave. Now I got to kick you out the man cave. I'll holla.